You need more executive presence. You may have heard this feedback before. And if you're anything like the people I work with, you probably have no real idea what it means, except that it's clearly something you're not doing right. So you do what most of us do with that kind of feedback. You force yourself to speak up before you know what you actually want to say. And then you overanalyze every word after the fact. You script things out just to feel safe, and then wonder why you can't think on your feet anymore. That feedback is almost never actually useful, and chasing it might be the exact thing making you less present, not more. One of my recent clients, head of cybersecurity at a global company, came to me because he was sure that he needed more executive presence. And when I asked him what that actually meant to him, he wasn't sure. He just knew that it wasn't something that came naturally to him. So he did all the things. He forced himself into conversations before he knew what he wanted to say. He lost sleep overanalyzing his responses. He scripted every word for a speaking moment, which meant that the second something went off script, he had nothing left. But here's the thing. Executive presence was never outside of him. It's not something you build by adding more. It's something you access by removing what's in the way. We spent a few months working on exactly that, easing his breathlessness, breaking the over-preparing cycle, building his trust in his own thinking instead of his script. And by the end of it, I watched him lead not just his team, but the whole company through a genuinely hard quarter. Difficult people, huge company-wide initiatives, and he led all of it with real clarity and compassion. I asked him how his idea of executive presence had changed, and what he said stopped me in my tracks. He said, "My executive presence is me being comfortable enough to focus on the task at hand. My confidence," he said, "comes when I'm comfortable, and from that place I can focus on how I can help." That's it. That's the whole thing. Executive presence isn't dominance, and it isn't performance. It's the space between the words. It's presence over content, presence over perfection. So if you've been handed that feedback, I want to honor where it came from, and then you need to let it go and start asking a different question instead. What actually helps you feel comfortable in the room? How do you know you're breathing? What are you actually focused on when the pressure goes up? Finding your way back to yourself, that's the real muscle here. It only strains when you try to be someone you're not.